what you're going to do is you're going to pick a Phoenix Born. They all have their pre-made decks. You just pick one and play it. Generally speaking, on the decks, it'll show you what like symbols that they're using. So like wolf and time, right? So I just look for the wolf and the time dice, and I just do 5 of each. That's good, right? That's fine enough. Shuffle up your deck. In Ashes, you start with 5 cards in your hand. Okay, so it's not randomly drawn. It's 5 cards you start in your hand. The 5 that I'm starting with are actually from wiki.ashes.live. They have recommended first 5s for everyone in the game. I'm just using theirs. I don't know if it's the best to use or not, but that's what I'm using. So we have 5 dice that are the red ones. We have 5 that are purple, and all of our other cards. All the white backed cards you shuffle together, and they're one deck. All the black backed cards are basically people you can bring in and like summon or whatever. So you don't have to shuffle them because they're not going to get randomly drawn out, right? So you don't have to worry about that. So with your enemy, you're going to put your enemy out. We're doing Corpse of Virus, which is the one that comes with the core box. And you're going to take your whatever level you want. So this one is standard level 1 for 1 player. This side would be standard level 1, but for 2 players. So you want the 1 player side. At the bottom, it has the threat and the ultimate, which we'll get into later. The bottom is the starting ones, the starting cards you're gonna be putting out, and the 30 is how much life in the middle there. So threat is how many cards will be out here. Ultimate is how many red range tokens to make him level up to the next one, right? So now we have to start dealing out cards that are equal to this bottom line that we saw. So he has a 1 red blood symbol, which we'll put there. Then the next one's a 2. Gotta get another 2, and another 2. So again, this line matches this line in the bottom here. And then we're just gonna shuffle this. You put the fatigue card down at the bottom, and then we will put this on top. All right. So first player is always you. And then you'll switch turns eventually later on, but you're going to be first player. Now, on the Red Reigns rulebook on the back, kind of has the whole round summary, and you can work pretty easily off of this. This will help you out a lot. So at the very beginning, all you have to do is roll all your dice, and this is going to be kind of your resources and stuff. They also have the little cheat cards to tell you the special ability. So they're good to have nearby as well. So time token, time, wolf. Animals are always on top. Symbols are in the middle. And every die has basic size. So that's all of our stuff over there. We have our starting 5. We're all good to go. So now every single thing you do is you must do a main action and you have to do a side action, right? So they have a cheat sheet that explains everything. So this is what we just did. We just rolled dice, discard and draw cards. We don't have to worry about in the beginning of the game. Now, starting with the first player, alternate taking turns. You must take 1 main action during your turn, and then you may take a side action. And we're just going to keep doing this until we can't do it anymore. So we can pay this main action symbol cost. That's what this fancier one looking is. So for example, that's a main action, right? So on like this card, to buy this card, top right is what we need to do. It just costs a main action. That's it. So we would put this into our play area. We don't do the bottom part of this because it's a spell. We just would put it into our play area. So it just costs a main action. For something like this though, cost a main action and a basic die. So you have to have a main action or a basic die or higher, right? So if I wanted to use like the turtle for some reason, we could do that as long as the minimum is a basic die. So this would also put this ready spell into play. Instead, if we want to do our ally, again, main action, and we have to use 2 little head things. We don't have to, we just have 1 and a wolf head, so we'd have to use both of these dice to put this into play, okay? So that's what would be our main action. Or that'd be paying the cost for a main action. The other thing we could do is attack, and we'll get more into attacking as we move along, but that's the other thing we do, or we can pass. If we pass and they pass, the phase ends. If we pass and they turn and they do a turn, we can still go on our turn, right? It's only when we both pass. So technically, they'll eventually start passing at some point and we'll keep playing. They're passing every single time. Theoretically, you can pass like right away if you wanted to and then do more later on. And then you can do side actions. Side actions have a different little symbol. Like this one up here, it's a star, but it's not as fancy. It's like a slightly less fancy star. And this is the cost of a side action, right? So you pay the side action cost. It could be a card. Sometimes it's on the bottom. It's different things. You'll see it randomly on cards, and you don't see it quite as much. The other thing you do is activate a dice power as a side action. Your dice power is what's on the bottom of these cards, right? So this card shows if you do the turtle, you can place one status token on a target unit you control. Then you may remove one status token from a target unit or spell. This one is a wolf where you can lower 2 dice in the target opponent's active pool 1 level, right? So we could do that as our side action. The other thing we could do is meditate, which basically means we either throw away a card from our hand or discard a card from the top of our deck, and we can turn one of these dice to any side we want. Okay. Is this deck built for solo play? This one in particular, this is just their deck. So it will work for solo. Almost every Phoenixborn seems to work pretty well for solo. There's a few that have a little bit of a trickier time. Or discard a card and play. Yes. Yeah. So discard. Oh, a discard a card from play in here. Yeah, that's true. You could do that as well. The other thing is, I would say, it's an important note is that when they reference targeting an opponent Phoenixborn, this will be their Phoenixborn. For all targeting purposes, this is a Phoenixborn. These are units / whatever else they're called. The other thing that they're called. Aspects. So you could target a unit / aspect, but it's not interchangeable with this, right? So if they say like you have to target a unit, this is not a unit, right? This is a unit / aspect. So if it says, deal 2 damage to a unit, he's not a unit. This is a unit. What game is this? This is the Wonderful World of Ashes Reborn. All right, so that's the basic gist. What we have to do is 30 damage onto him. Is this pre-constructed? Yes. Yeah, this is what Hope comes with. And I've never played it before, so I have no idea how this will go. Now, really quick, very generally speaking, 1 is easier than 2, but not always. But what this does mean is when this card flips over and I defeat it, or hopefully when I defeat it, it will do 1 blood damage to the corpse of Viros. So that means like out here is 7 damage worth that can go on the corpse of Viros if I defeat all of these enemies, right? I can just deal damage straight to him if I want to, but then this is going to be kind of tough. So okay, so where you will start, place a wishing wing in the battlefield, blah blah blah. Okay, I think I am going to start with summon wishing wing. So I am literally just going to be putting this card into play. So all I have to do is the main action, which is the top card there, and we're going to put that in right. Actually, let's slide this all up so we can see cards at the bottom just a little bit better. So we're gonna put that into play. So now that's our main action, right? That's the one thing we can do. We can do our side action now, which again is to pay for a card with that symbol, activate a dice power, or we can meditate to make a card better. I'm not gonna do any of that yet, so I'm just not gonna do a side action. You must do main actions. You don't have to do side actions. Okay, so now their turn is very simple. If any card is face down, right? As long as there's a card face down, you roll this die and this die. Okay, that's all you have to do. That's a 2. So if this lands on a shard like this, it goes into this spot. If it landed on one of these basic sides, it stays in the basic area. Okay, so that's all you're doing with that die right now. Now, as far as the 2, what you do is you come over to the behavior card and you read what 2 does. So this just says reveal. So that's all you have to do. You take your leftmost card and you just reveal this card. So we're going to flip it over, and it says Wild Throw. It's a mighty aspect on the battlefield. So when this unit comes into play, I'm going to hold it further down because my arm's going to get tired. When this unit comes into play, attach a stun conjuration alteration spell into the opposing player's target leftmost unit and reposition that unit to the rightmost. Okay. So again, units aren't Phoenix born. They're anyone out here. There's no one out here, so we can't do the thing it wants us to do. So we don't have to do it. So now, as far as the symbols, this symbol means that when he's attacking, he's going to attack our leftmost unit, not our Phoenix born, our leftmost unit. If there is no leftmost unit, then he'll attack our Phoenix born. He's going to attack for 3 damage. He has 1 life, and when we destroy him, he does 1 damage to the corpse of Viros. Okay. So all we have to do is reveal. Nothing else happens because the card didn't tell us to do anything else. It just told us to reveal. Now it's our turn. And this is it. It's just this pattern over and over and over. So when this unit declares an attacker, choose an opponent to place. Okay. I want to build out as much as possible. Now, I do like the idea of my leftmost unit being a cheaper unit and not a super good unit. So for example, Realm Walker looks pretty good with a 332 stat line there at the bottom. She's got some stuff that she could do in the beginning. All of that seems cool, but as we've seen with this, they can stun my target leftmost unit, which kind of stinks. I don't want anyone to get stunned. So I think for my main action, I'm going to use this. So what it is it shows in the bottom main action, and then this symbol right there, hopefully you can kind of see it, is to exhaust, right? It just means you exhaust the card and then have to spend 1 time, right? 1 time die. And then once I do that, so we'll exhaust them, spend a time die. So this goes out of our pool and is now gone. And then place a Wishing Wing Conjuration, this is my Conjuration pile, onto the battlefield. So we take our Wishing Wing, which is this card. And when this unit comes into play, if you have a turtle in your active pool, hey, we do. Place 1 status token on this unit. When this unit is destroyed, you may draw up to X cards, where X is the number of status units. Okay, cool. So that's going to give us some card draw. This pile goes back to normal. Now he's in there. That's our entire main action. Now, I will say on the bottom here, it does say focus 2 on the bottom. Then, if you had 2 of these cards and you did the top thing, right, but you had a Summon Wishing Wing and then like attached to it another Summon Wishing Wing, you would also be able to do the focus 2. But we don't have that, so we can't do that. I'm sorry. Focus 2 would be 2 more cards attached. My bad. Focus 1 would be 1 card attached. Focus 2 would be 2 cards attached. So we need 3 of them. Kind of take that back slightly. All right, so that was our main action, was to put that bird into play. I don't want to do a side action yet. Not worried about it. So now it's our turn. So let's roll our dice. Ugh, it's another one of those. So now we rolled a 4. 4 states attack if able, if not reveal. So this unit is not exhausted, so he can attack. So he will attack. Now attacking is always fun. Let's exhaust him. He attacks for 3 with 1 life. I'm attacking for 1 because I have 1 status unit and I have 1 life. What happens is all right, attacking is a little weird. When they attack me, and he's going to attack my leftmost unit, as we saw on the card before. So this is my leftmost unit. I can counterattack if I want to, which I'm going to do. When the player counterattacks, the unit gets exhausted. When they counterattack, it doesn't get exhausted. It's just so you can't game the system, basically. But that's just important to know. So I am going to exhaust because I want to counterattack. So basically, they hit each other at the same exact time. All right. So he does 3 damage to my 1 life, which is going to kill my Wishing Wing. But they only have 1 life as well. So it will kill the Wild Throw as well. So both these are going to get knocked out. Now, when I take care of this card, the 1 blood puts 1 damage onto the corpse of Viros. So we're going to do that. That's going to get 1 damage. Now, on this card, when this unit is destroyed, you may draw up to X cards. X is the number of status tokens on this unit. I will draw, because I have 1 token out, I will draw her 1 card. It's another Realm Walker. Put that in my hand. All of this slides down slightly. In case we need to put another card in, it will come onto this spot. And that's it. We were able to do their thing. Now it's our turn. And again, if any point someone has a question, feel free to jump in with it. Okay, now what kind of stinks is I was hoping, I guess we could do the Fox Spirit. What's the Fox Spirit like? A 1/1. Oh, I like the Fox Spirit. Okay, we're going to play Summon Fox Spirit. Okay, so main action, we put that down. We have to spend a basic die. We will spend that 1 basic die. And that's it. When does Summon unexhaust? It unexhausts at the end of the round. So during phase 3, after we do this main action whole section, we will eventually recover, remove all exhaustion tokens, and exhaust dice. So that will happen at that point. But basically, exhaustion is what's gonna cause us to like stop being able to do things eventually. Exhaustion and running out of dice. So our main action was to put this down. We're there. We're good. Now again, it's their turn. I'm not doing a side action because I don't want to yet. Okay, so this was just a basic, so nothing happens then, right? Because it's not a shard, and we rolled another 4. Once again, 4 states that attack if able. We can't. Nothing's face up, and if the other card was face up and exhausted, we also could not attack because it was exhausted. So now, if not, reveal. So we're just going to reveal. So we take our leftmost card, we turn it over, and it's Giant's Might. So it's a 1/3/2 stat line, so it doesn't attack for a lot, but has lots of life. When this unit comes into play, attach a number of vigor conjuration aspects equal to the Chimera's current phase. Okay. And Gigantic 2, this unit cannot be blocked or guarded against by units with life value of 2 or less. Okay. So he comes in with Vigor cards. All right. So Vigor is one of these cards. And it's going to add an extra attack to him. There we go. So we're going to put that on him. And the reason it's only 1 is because we're in phase 1. We can look at the behavior and ultimate cards, and it says right there, phase 1. Also, Lafa, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Hopefully you're doing well. All right, so now he's there. He now has 2 attack, 3 life, 2 blood, and he can't be blocked by units with life value of 2 or less. So we just have to take mental note of that. Okay, so now let's summon our Fox Spirit as our main action. So we use an exhaust token. Hold on, let me just show the bottom of it. It shows, once again, a main action, exhaust, and a face. So we're going to do our main action. We're exhausting, and we use a face die, and we get to put the Fox Spirit into play. Actually, we'll show this. Now, Fox Spirit is a 1/1/0 stat line. When this unit comes into play, you may raise 1 die in your active pool 1 level, which is really cool. And then when this unit is declared as an attacker, add 2 to its attack value for the remainder of the turn if it is targeting an exhausted unit, which that's really nice too. So we can raise one of these dice 1 level. So basic could become this level, or this die could become up here with a turtle. I don't need more turtles in my life, so I'm going to raise the basic die up to the face. So we're going to increase that. Side action. We're going to play Dream Fracture? Probably not. Probably doesn't make sense to. No, I don't think we're going to do that. Okay, yeah, that's all we're going to do. All right, once again, they roll. Basic thing, nothing happens. And then they rolled a 9. So 9 states, first they do a side action. Target opponent player must lower 2 non-basic dice in their active board by 1, which takes a lot. So we're going to take both of our time and lower it down to basic. Then our next thing is that he has to reveal. So reveal the leftmost card, which is this one. Flip it over, and it's Warcry. So he's a 1/4/2 stat line. After this aspect or an adjacent aspect declares an attacker, attach a vigor or conjuration. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so his symbol is a little different. I forgot to mention this on the other one. It's in the middle. It's not in the left. And it's not in the right. In the middle means it's going to target the Phoenixborn. So they're going to be targeting Phoenixborn, not like a random middle ally. All right, I want to put a Realm Walker in because I feel like we need to beef up our board a little bit. So main action, we have to use a wolf, a time, and a basic die. So we'll use all that. She's in play. When his unit is declared as an attacker, so we don't have to worry about anything just yet. All right, cool. Now, they roll again. Again, they have 1 last face down card, so this is going to be the last roll, most likely. It's a basic and a 1. 1 just states the reveal, so that's all we do. Just reveal this card. And it's another Warcry, which is not great. All right, so now moving forward, it's our turn now, but he is not going to roll dice anymore. He is just going to activate left to right, right? So he's going to have 3 more turns, most likely, of activation. So I want to hustle a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is, okay, I am going to... How do I want to do this? It's gonna have 2 with 3 life. Okay, let's do okay. Let's throw away a card to raise. This is a side action now. So I'm going to do my side action first, not my main action. As a side action, I'm going to throw away a card to raise this basic die up to a wolf, right? So we skipped a level. We skipped up 2 levels, basically. So we went up 2 sideboards. So that was our side action. As our main action, we're going to put another Realm Walker in. And it's going to cost a wolf, time, and a basic. So I only have 1 die left, which is the face. Important note, I should have kind of mentioned this beforehand, but on our stat line up here, we have 6 battlefield, 17 life, 5 spell board. 17 life is pretty self-explanatory. 6 battlefield means that you can only have 6 units up here, and spell board means you can only have 5 across here. All right, so we got our 1 thing left. We did our side action. We did our main action. Now it's their turn. So he's going to attack. Now, we have to kind of pay attention to the war cry because it affects adjacent units as well. So, Giant's Might. They're going to be attacking my Phoenixborn for 2. But Warcry states after this aspect or an adjacent aspect is declared as an attacker, they're adjacent, they're declared as an attacker, attach Vigor, Conjuration, Alteration spell to the attacker. So they are declared. He's going to get another Vigor on him. Do duplicate some? No. So if I had 5 summons on this 1 card, it's 1 summon, right? So basically it's 5 cards out this way. This board, though, if I have 2 Realm Walkers, they count as 2 different people. So spell boards will stack. These will not. Battlefield won't. All right, so he's going to attack for 3. Now, they're targeting my Phoenixborn. The way I could do this is, let's think about this. So the way, okay. Let me read it how they explain it, because this might be the best way to explain this thing. So if your Phoenixborn is the target, which is what they're doing, right? You could do 2 different things. You may assign up to 1 unexhausted unit you control as a blocker for that attack, or you don't. So either you let the Phoenixborn get hit, or I could say I want this Realm Walker to be a blocker, right? And the same exact thing would happen as we described before. If we do it as a blocker, they're going to hit each other at the same exact time. And then I get exhausted and we figure out damage and life and all that fun stuff. Okay. If they were unblocked, they hit this unit. Now, the other difference is that if a unit was targeted, so all these are going to attack my Phoenixborn, but if they had that leftmost symbol like this guy did, let's say they were just targeting him just for argument's sake, so you understand this now. If they were doing that, what we could do is we can guard with our Phoenixborn. We're allowed to do it once by tapping the card, or let this unit get hit. The only exception is if one of these units, these other units, had a guard keyword on it, they could defend for another unit, right? No one has a guard unit keyword, so we can't do that. And it would say like guard and kind of explain what it does. So we don't have to worry about that. But that's the important thing, is that you can guard or not guard. That's it. That's like the weirdest thing to me, is that battling. Once you get like kind of hang of that, you're pretty golden, but to me that's like the weirdest thing. So I have to decide, and here's the strategy part of things, is do I let this 3 attack hit Hope, or do I not? Now the argument for blocking it right now is that these 2 could hit each other and they would knock each other out, right? And that'd be pretty cool, and Hope would still have a ton of life. What I could do is I wait and let Hope take the damage, and then I could have Realm Walker attack Giant's Might, and because they're exhausted, they won't counterattack, right? I would just attack, but because they're already exhausted, they can't counterattack and exhaust because they're already exhausted. So this is a part of the strategy that you have to figure out. Are you willing to let your Phoenixborn get hit now to do damage in like the next turn? Like, I mean, like immediately I could do damage and knock him out, and I won't get knocked out. Or do I save my Phoenixborn's life? That's kind of like the decisions you kind of have to make, and that's a part of the strategy of it, and it gets kind of tough. Because what's going to happen is, when they activate, they're going to get a Vigor and another Vigor. And then when they activate, he's going to get another Vigor and another Vigor. because 2 war cries next to each other are going to keep giving each other vigors, which is just a pain. So they're going to get really strong really fast. But if I can have Hope take all the damage, so it'd be 3, 6, 9 damage, and we'd only have 8 life left, I could knock all of them out with these units, and they would all live through it. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I wouldn't be able to knock these 2 out. So that's a part of the strategy we got to figure out. We could knock him out. These 2, we'd be able to knock one of them out most likely. Okay. So, what can we do then? Actually, we might be able to do it. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to let him hit my Phoenixborn. I'm very okay with my Phoenixborn getting hit the first round and trying to build out. I don't know if it's the best strategy or not, but it's what strategy I use. So she's going to take 3 damage. That's the end of their turn. So it's our turn. What I'm going to do... All right, hold on. When this unit declares an attacker, add 2 damage. Let's do... Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to exhaust and do a side action with Hope. So side action, exhaust Hope, and then we take a basic die. And now it says, choose a conjuration you control with a life value of 1. Oh, wait. Sorry. I choose this one. It has a life value of 1. And place a copy of that conjuration onto your battlefield. At the end of the turn, destroy that copy. So we're going to place a copy of it onto our battlefield, which is another Fox Spirit, right? So we get to put another version of Fox Spirit. This one's going to get knocked out. What we're going to do is we're going to attack with this Fox Spirit. So when this unit is declared as an attacker, add 2 to its attack value for the remainder of the turn if it is targeting an exhausted unit. I'm going to target this unit since it's exhausted. It only has 3 life. So I'm going to do 3 damage with it. Boom. Knocked it out. So the vigors go away. Okay, when this unit is destroyed, reroll 1 basic rage die. So we have to do this in 1 second. So on each card here, each of the vigors, it has enrage 1. So we have to do the thing. So we're going to just take both things. Oh, yeah, roll for guard. Shoot. This is the rule that I forget all the time. Good point. Thank you. Thank you. So now that I attacked him, I have to roll this die to see the Corpse of Vigors is going to guard for this unit. If it rolls a 9 or higher, it rolled a 9 or higher. Okay, so he rolled an 11, which means we no longer attack this unit. We now attack the Corpse of Vigors. Now, I still think I get the +2 because it says when this unit is declared as an attacker, add 2 to its attack value for the remainder of the turn if it's targeting an exhausted unit. I was targeting an exhausted unit, so I still think it gets the 2. You can double check me on that. I'm not 100% sure because I'm not targeting that unit. I'm hitting that unit. No, so I think it's that. Please, no, which this is unfortunate. No, but it's not the worst thing. No. All right, so that's 4. It is now the end of my turn. I have to do what this says, and I have to destroy this unit because of the copy that we made, which it still did some damage. We can still figure things out. It's not what I quite wanted to do, but it'll have to do. Sorry, this is exhausted still. So that stinks. That's one of the things. That's the rule I forget about all the time, as you can tell. So just pay attention to that rule. All right, War Cry is going to attack. Now, when it does, it gets 2 copies of Vigor on it. 1 for this and 1 for this. So he's swinging for 3 against my Phoenixborn with 4 life. Now, the problem is, if I block with one of them, we could block. No, I'm going to let it hit my Phoenixborn. So it's going to hit for 3, so it's going to be 6 damage total on my Phoenixborn. We're just going to take the hit. I think that's fine for now. Okay. Cool. Now it's our turn. Let us main action the Fox Spirit. We're once again going to try to hit the Giant's Might So we get +2 to our attack value. So we're hit 3. We'll see if the Phoenixborn guards. It doesn't. We only rolled an 8. Thank God. So we take out Giant's Might. We do not get counterattack because they were exhausted. All this moves over. These go back. And it's 2 blood. So this is up to 6 total damage on him. Cool. All right. Their last turn. He's going to get 2 more vigor. He's going to swing for 3. Do we let a Realm Walker? Doesn't the vigor roll the dice shard? Yes, we forgot to do that. So we have to roll 2 of them. One goes onto here, one doesn't. And that's because of vigor. Thank you. Yes, Engineer. When this unit is destroyed, reroll 1 basic rage die. So we had to reroll 2 because he had 2 vigors on there. Yes, thank you for calling that out. I am once again going to take the hit. So it's going to be 3 more damage. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. 6. No, 9. Sorry, I can't count. 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. I have a lot of damage done. Now it's our turn. I'm going to do no side action. I will attack with this unit. When it's declared as an attacker, choose a target opponent to place 1 unexhausted unit on an unexhausted unit. There is none, so we don't have to worry about that. And then we're going to attack Warcry. So we're going to do 3 damage onto Warcry. It has 4 life, so we can't... Oh, wait. Before we do, we have to roll the die. Rolls a 3. Perfect. Now we do the 3 damage. We don't knock it out just yet. Okay, cool. All their units are exhausted, so they cannot do anything else. So it comes back to me now. So I'm going to attack with the other Realm Walker and try to knock that guy out. 3. Perfect. So it does knock him out. Two blood. So we put 2 more damage onto here. I'm holding on to these cards because I know I have to do the thing on them. And then re-roll basic rage dice. So we have our 2. Okay. So what happens is when you get all the shards, you take 1 of these shards off the side and you put it on Corpse of Heroes. When 3 happens, his ultimate happens. But when it's just 1, we're okay. Promise he's about to get another one. All right, so everything's exhausted. I have nothing really left to do. They've been passing this whole time. I'm going to pass now. They're going to pass. That's the end of the round. Okay, so now we do round cleanup, where everyone with recover ability, which is them and them, recovers their life. There's nothing to do there. We unexhaust everything. Actually, I should read the exact order of operations. Recover, remove exhaustion tokens. Remove 1 red range token from the Chimera for each exhaustion token on the Chimera and Ultimate cards. There are none. Rotate the Phoenixborn upright. All right, exhaust dice. May exhaust any number of dice that you want. Place a red range token on the Chimera for each aspect in play. There's 1 there, so another red range token is going to come onto him. This is another way that builds up fast, and that's why I want to get rid of these guys as fast as possible. Replenish statuses, we don't have to do anything with. And then now they are the first player. So now they're the first player, and we go back to the top. So we take all of our dice, re-roll them. Hopefully, Beast know you're getting it by now. Just going to call out him. So all of these come back up. Basic. We're going to replenish their deck, so they get 4 cards because their threat is 4. And we keep it face down. Doesn't matter if it's 1 blood or 2 blood. They get 4. And then we now draw, or we could discard this card if we want to. Blow 1 die on its base or its power side. Yeah, I'm going to discard this card. And then we draw 5 cards, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got another mage, a double down, reimagine, keepsake, and ensnare. So I'll have to read what they do in a second. So now we're just going to do the same exact thing all over again. The only difference is they're going first now. So they would roll their dice first, and then keep going. That's it. That's the game. So we have a mage. We have double down. You may play this spell after conjuration you control where the life value of 1 is destroyed as a result of an attack spell ability. Place 2 copies of that conjure. Oh, that's a cool card. Reimagine. After you pay for the dice power using in that, you place that die and 1 exhaustion token on the spell if there's no dice. Okay. Another ready spell. I know it's just coming. Add 1 or more dice in an opponent's active pool after 1 lowered in level or changed for each affected dice. God, okay, she's got a lot of spells. All right, ensnare's interesting. After this, play this spell after an opponent declares a guard. Deal 2 damage to that target guarding unit or Phoenix Born. That's interesting. Do some damage to the Phoenix Born. Okay. So first thing we have to do is roll their dice, see what they get. It's basic and a 2. 2 just states the reveal. So we don't do anything with that leftmost card and we reveal this one first. Crushing Grip. The opposing player's leftmost unit is considered to be exhausted. So I put a reminder above to show that it's not exhausted, but to remember that there's a thing out there I have to do. This unit will block for the Chimera and guard for other aspects. So this was the defender thing, the guard keyword that we're talking about. It's called defender. This unit will block for the Chimera and guard for other aspects with this ability. Without this ability, Chimera will not guard for this unit. So if I go to attack Warcry, Crushing Grip is going to take the hit instead. Okay. Same if I went to attack Corpse of Vigors, Crushing Grip is going to take the hit instead. All right, so we can put more spells out there, which is always useful. After 1 or more of the opponent's dice are reroll, lowered in power. Keepsake's interesting. Keepsake can be good because they're going to manipulate dice a lot. I'm going to do that. I'm going to use my main thing to do Keepsake. The reason being is because it's a main action cost. And after 1 or more dice in the opponent's active pool or rerolled, lowered, or change to a side of your choice, place 1 status token on the spell for each of it, right? So you can put up to 4 things on here, and they're going to re-roll dice constantly here. Oh wait, after 1 or more dice in the opponent's active pool are re-rolled, lowered, and powered. So they are going to re-roll their dice. I'm pretty sure this counts as active pool. Change to a side of your choice. Place 1 status token. Okay. Discard the spell. Deal damage to a target unit equal to the number of status tokens that are on the spell. I feel like we can do up to 4, which is really nice. So we're going to main action that. I'm going to side action. I don't know if I want Reimagine. I'm going to throw away Reimagine for now. To bring this up to another wolf head. You can lower their dice. Oh, that's true. Yeah, with more wolf heads, we can lower 2 dice. That's true too. Okay, cool. That's my action. Next thing is them. They rolled a 10. 10 states raise 1 basic rage die 1 level. So this goes up 1 level. They didn't re-roll, they didn't lower, and they didn't change to a side of my choice. That's nothing there. And then now we reveal the next card. So reveal. Giant's Might. When his unit comes to play, attach a number of vigor alteration spells to his thing. It just gets 1. So 1 goes onto there. Okay, so now it's our turn. Oh boy, okay. Let's get some units out there. Let's get our Wishing Wing out there. Main action, exhaust, do a time. We need to place our Wishing Wing onto the battlefield. So we'll put that in the battlefield. Is the most chess-like LCG I've ever played? Yeah. It's so fascinating. Is there a way to recover Phoenix's life? Some decks have cards that will do it. I don't think this deck does. So I don't think there is a way to recover my life at all. So I have to be very careful with my life now. Some of the Phoenixborn have heal cards, and with deck building in this, you can basically put whatever cards in there. So if you really want heal cards, you can add heal cards if you want. All right, so that was our main action. I'm not gonna do a side action, I don't think. No, I'm not gonna do a side action. All right, so they were gonna roll one last time. Basics, that's good. And then 8. 8 states we must lower 2 non-basic dice. We only need 1 time, right? Yeah, all right, we'll lower these. And ceremonial dice can also do healing as well, yeah. So are we winning? We're doing okay. All right, so we lowered to 2. So we have to do this, which is an 8. And now we get to reveal the last card. Sweeping Strike is a rough one. After this unit destroys a unit the opponent player controls, resolve the following effect X times. That opponent must place 1 wound token on the Phoenixborn or rightmost unit. The current attack value. Okay. Sweeping Strike is rough. We do want to get rid of that. Watch the video later tonight or tomorrow. That's fine. Or just rewind it. Alright, so after this unit destroys a unit an opponent controls by attacking. Okay, so what's our battlefield? We're allowed 6. Be kind, everyone. Let's think about this. Let's do Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put another. Okay, so they're gonna attack my Phoenixborn. I can defend with somebody. The Wishing Wing has no attack on it, but he could defend, so that might be worth it. All right, so let's summon the Fox Spirit in. Okay, so Fox Spirit's gonna come in. When this unit comes to play, you may raise 1 die in your active pool 1 level. I'm gonna increase this to the face. Okay, so Warcry is gonna come in and going to attack. Now he gets a vigor onto himself, so he is very strong right now, which is not great. I'm going to defend with my Wishing Wing. So my Wishing Wing actually has no attack because we didn't have a turtle. So he's just going to get knocked out. But he defended for my Phoenixborn because he was targeting my Phoenixborn. I don't want my Phoenixborn to die yet. So there we go. Wishing Wing just goes back to that pile. Cool. And they are exhausted. All right, that's fine. So we can start working on that. He's got 4 life. We could... All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play our mage. All right, we're going to play our mage. Get 2 of the wolf heads to play it. And then our side action is going to be to lower 1 die on its power side in a target opponent's active pool 1 level. So I'm going to lower this by 1 because it's a side action. And when I do that, I'm going to place a status token on here. And we're going to save up those status token monies. Because it should be good. What do we have over here? Is it Fox Spirits? We do have Fox Spirits. Okay. All right. So now Crushing Grip is going to go. Crushing Grip is going to attack my leftmost unit. Now, what's interesting is because this is the other side note to note with this game. When a card is exhausted, their bottom text box gets blanked out. The only exception is if the text box has this little X on it, then that part does not get blanked out. So when he exhausts, my Fox Spirit's no longer exhausted. It's a weird thing. So he's going to attack my leftmost unit, which actually would be the Fox Spirit. So it doesn't... I think the timing works out where it doesn't blink out right away. I think we have to like declare at the same exact time. So he's going to attack my Fox Spirit, which is actually going to knock him out, which kind of stinks. So that knocks him out. Doesn't do any damage back because he was technically exhausted. When you're exhausted, you can't counterattack. Pretty sure that's how that would work. Now, what I can do is... You have to fully resolve. Yeah. So now what we can do is play double down. Because it's a reaction spell. So we're reacting to what just happened. You may play this spell after a conjuration you control with a life value of 1, which the fox has, is destroyed from an attack, a spell, ability, or dice power an opponent controls. Place 2 copies of the conjuration onto your battlefield. It costs a face and a basic, a face and a time. So we're going to use a face and time. We're going to play that. So we get 2 copies of Fox Spirit onto our table, which is just bonkers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 out here on our battlefield now. So now we can't do anything else. Okay. Also, he attacked. I don't think we put a vigor on here. I think we were supposed to put another one on here. I think we forgot to. Okay. Cool. So now we can do work. So now he will no longer guard for anyone because he's exhausted, which doesn't really matter. So what we will do is okay, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to attack with Fox. All right, when this comes into play. Okay, so 2 came into play, so we can raise our dice by 2. So we're going to do that. I don't think it really makes that much of a difference, but I think that's going to be fine. Actually, hold on. We don't need those. We need turtle. So we're going to lower that. Add 2 to its attack. Hold on. Raise 1 die and you have to pull 1 level. So I think we can do it twice on 1 die, I think. All right, so I'm going to have my Fox Spirit attack Giant's Might. Now, they are going to counterattack, and the reason why I'm going to do this is because we have Ensnare, which will allow us to deal damage. So they're going to be guarding with Giant's Might. Now, it says you play this card when an opponent declares a guard. So, okay, that's not... I'm not counting that because it landed in between dice. It was on its angle. Let's roll this way. 10. Okay, cool. So fun. We're going to be doing 1 damage to them now. You may play this card, the spell after an opponent declares a guard. Deal 2 damage to that target guarding unit or Phoenixborn. The Phoenixborn is guarded, so it's going to be 2 damage there. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 10 damage total onto here. And then 1 more damage from Fox Spirit, dealing damage into there. That stinks. I really wanted to get damage done to him. Okay. Now it's their turn. All right, so Giant's Might's going to attack. Now, when this unit... This unit cannot be blocked or guarded against by units with a life value of 2 or less. We can do it with Realm Walker, which I think we're actually going to do. We are going to defend. So they're going to hit each other, and they're going to counteract eeach other. My Realm Walker gets 2 damage. It has 3 life, so I'm okay with that. We deal 3 damage back to Giant's Might, and we're going to knock out this Giant's Might. So it's actually pretty strong. All right, so it's going to do 2 blood onto here. It's going to be 2 damage. So it's up to 13 damage. Knocks them out. And then we have to re-roll a basic rage die. It's that. Now, they re-roll the thing, so we put a status token on here. Cool. How much damage? So there's 13 damage there, 2 damage here, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage here. Giant's Might. It looks at units with a life value of 2 or less. So it's whatever their bottom number would be. So it says 3, then it just looks at 3. Oh, how much damage? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can get him up to, what is that? 15, no, 10, 13. So we can get up to 20 out of 30 damage. But we might as well take out all this stuff. I think next turn we can do pretty well. I actually think our Phoenixborn is going to guard against Sweeping Strike. But we'll deal with that in 1 second. Yeah. That is like kind of the fun part of the strategy though. But yeah, you're right. Okay. So let's think about this. Choose a target opponent to place one. Oh, we should have done isolate. You know what? We're going to do that now. When you start actually decoding for this game, it's going to blow your mind how many choices you're going to have. Yeah. Or deck building. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. The deck building seems weird because it's so open. And it feels like you could just use the same deck with any Phoenixborn, which you can. But like how that plays off the Phoenixborn special ability and like even how it works in itself, like it's so fascinating. All right, so Realm Walker, when his unit is declared as an attacker, choose a target opponent to place one exhaustion token on an exhausted unit of their choice that they control. I think they have to put it on this one because it's the only one they have. I don't know how it would work past that if you get to decide. I don't remember that with the Phoenixborn. We have to look that up. And if someone knows in chat, let us know. But when you have to choose, there's like I think you choose. Or when the Chimera has to choose, you choose. I think that's what it is. If a player's effect would require a Chimera to make a choice, the player chooses which option the Chimera chooses. Yeah, you choose. Okay, perfect. So we're going to exhaust him. Because when this unit is declared as an attacker, and we're going to be attacking Crushing Grip, by the way, place one exhaustion token onto an unexhausted unit of their choice. I forgot to do it with this one, but that's fine. All right, so we're attacking this unit. We're going to exhaust this unit. They have to see if the Chimera is going to defend this attack. They are. So it's going to be 3 damage onto there. So that's 10, 13, so it's 16 total onto there. So 10, 16. All right. All their stuff is exhausted, so now it's our turn. All right, so I'm going to use the Fox Spirit. They're going to get 3 attack against this Sweeping Strike. I want to attack this guy and knock him out. See if it blocks. Does not. Cool. So it knocks out this guy, which is 2 more blood. So that is 2 blood onto there. Cool. Now he text speech, it's all good. All right, so he, if it's targeting the exhaust unit. All right, so he's going to target Crushing Grip now. We're going to see if the Phoenixborn blocks it. Doesn't, thank God. So it does 2 damage on the Crushing Grip. 1 blood. So that's 14 onto there. So that's 10, 15, 19 total damage. Cool. Now, I am going to side action discard a card. Does that make sense? No, we're not going to do that. All right, we're going to main action. Keepsake. Exhaust it. and pay for it with this. To discard this card, deal damage to a target unit equal to the number of status tokens that were on the spell. We're going to deal 2 damage here. I've run out of tokens. The reason being is because they're not going to do enough damage. So what we'll do is place the 2 here and then place 10 onto there. All right, so that takes this out. Okay. Now they can't do anything, so our turn. He's going to attack for 3. We're going to see if the Chimera blocks it. He does not. So this will knock him out. It will be 2 more blood onto there, which is 10. What is that? 14. Or I'm sorry, 19, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 21. I think next turn we can win. Knocks him out. Now, with all the vigors, we have to re-roll 4 dice. It's picking up my voice? What's picking up my voice? There we go. There we go. And 2 basics there. Okay, that's everything. Oh, it's picking up my voice. Blackjack. All right, so that's the end of that, right? There's nothing else we can do. We are pretty golden. We're probably gonna win. So this will be a good show off of how it ends. So recover now. So the only recovery is on this card. He recovers 2 because it says in the bottom right, recover 2. We unexhaust everything. We can get rid of some of our dice. Now you can keep any dice that you want to, which is nice as well. He doesn't get any more red range tokens, which is really good. He's going to get 4 more cards out there. 2, 3, 4. I get to roll all my dice. All right, basic, turtle. Face, head. All right, cool. Reroll that. Draw our 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we should be good. All right, Void Pulse, Keepsake, Dream Fracture, Summon. Okay, cool. We're the first player. Now it's our turn. So, now, he has no guards out there. And as you have noticed in the past, we've been taking 1 ally and attacking 1 unit. That's all you're allowed to do. You're allowed to use 1 ally to attack 1 unit. I can't use all my allies to attack 1 unit. What I can do, though, is take all my allies and attack Corpse of Veros, right? Attack the main enemy. I am allowed to do that. So he currently has 21 damage. He has 30 life that he has. So we have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. So we are going to exhaust 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to do all that damage onto there. So that is another 10 and another 1. So that's a total of 32 damage. That is done. We have done his life. We are done. We have won the game. And that's it. That's how you play Ashes Reborn. So we actually, our strategy in the beginning worked out really well. Again, trying to get allies out there, getting the engine going. Dreamlock Mage was actually kind of huge. With getting them out and building them up a little bit. So that was cool. That was fun. I like Hope. Hope was pretty good. And she was a good instruction to show how everything works. Because I think we did a little bit of everything this game. So that was pretty sweet. But yeah, that's it. That's the game. We didn't even get into phase 2. So just FYI, just to point this out with phase 2. If we would have put the 3rd token on, we would just do what the card says, basically. So after placing the red range token on the Chimera, if there are red range tokens here equal to or greater than the Chimera's ultimate value, which ultimate is 3, we will remove all tokens, discard all the cards that they don't own, deal 1 damage to all units and Phoenix Born the Chimera's opponent controls, and then we take this card and this card off, and then we deal with these cards. Basically, now when I roll, things get a little bit worse, and the ultimate does a little bit more damage. And then we'll get on to the 3rd stage, and then for the 3rd stage, you keep doing it, like bad things would keep happening. So a lot of it is really just kind of figuring out how your deck works, the best way to make use of everything, and keeping the Chimera in check. Because as you can tell, the Chimera will hit for a lot, especially in the beginning, right? It will do a lot of damage, especially in the beginning there. So that's really like the big strategy, is just keep that in check. Because my worst times are when I just don't have a good opening play, or I get too aggressive or whatever, or the enemy just does a little too much. So, but anyway, that was fun. That was really fun.